I was the director of the Michigan production of Forgotten, the labor jazz opera, Murder at the Ford Rouge Plant. But I met TWYLA before that. I met TWYLA when she was performing in some little black box theater in Detroit, doing a show, I think was called It's Sooner Than You Think. Does anybody remember this? And she was on stage, it's sooner than you think. And I remember she was up on a platform by herself dancing. And I remember it was her because she's like Cher or Fabian. You know, she's like a one-name name. You say TWYLA, and nobody thinks about any other TWYLA. In fact, I didn't know until today that her last name was Meyer. Do you know what I mean? TWYLA. It's TWYLA. So I'm really glad, and we remember TWYLA. It was after that I, of course, met Bill, because the music director of Forgotten. I'm going to ask all members of the cast of that show to come forward, because we're going to sing a song in just a little bit. By the time I met TWYLA with Bill, she had already been active through many political and personal struggles. As we know here tonight in the program, you've heard the stories, you've seen the films, the documentaries, the videos. She had become a fighter for social change, for peace with justice, for the working people, all with a deep awareness of class struggle. On the walls of her house are paintings of Che Guevara, Joe Hill, Palestinian flags, and a framed quote by Anatole France, which she would recite many times to friends and those who wanted to persuade in the call of justice. Quote, the law in its majestic equality forbids the rich as well as the poor to sleep under bridges, to beg in the streets, and to steal bread. End quote. Obviously, TWYLA was aware of the irony of that statement, the mocking of unjust laws that protect the ruling class. But then, ironic and witty things were her thing too. Another post on her wall says, when I give food to the poor, they call me a saint. When I ask why the poor have no food, they call me a communist. Thank you, class. Yes, a communist. As a quote by Helder Camara, a Brazilian archbishop, liberation theologist, and socialist. And here is another one of the quotes from the same author. Without justice and love, peace will always be the great illusion, which more or less sums up the theme of today. Using love to make a better world for all. Our friend Steve Jones, a brilliant musician, activist, wrote the jazz opera I was talking about before, Forgotten, Murder at the Ford Rouge Plant. We performed it here in town many times, and it's gonna come back. We're gonna do it again. And right now, please, come to the stage. The cast, please, those of you, Julie Butel, Henry Nelson, Henry Smith, Steve Deasy, I heard there's other ones here as well.
There are empty places that cannot be filled. Sometimes something's torn down. You cannot rebuild what you gave. Cannot be replaced. We remember what you did. Brought us to this place. We remember you. We remember you. What you gave, what you've done will not be forgotten.
So now we're into TWYLA and the arts. Hello, my name is Michele McKinney. They call me Jara. And I'm here with Butter. And Butter Hawkins. And that powerful and moving song moves us into the area of TWYLA's interest in the arts. And certainly music was a driving force, of course, in Bill and TWYLA's lives. And that's where we got to know them.
Yes, it was like TWYLA and Bill were holding hands through this entire career in the music world. One person, Bill and TWYLA. She was with him at as many gigs as possible, since Bill would always ask when booking a gig, "Can I bring TWYLA?" She got to know and love the music world as much as Bill and worked side by side on many projects.
And like Bill, TWYLA appreciated music that had a message. She believed in the importance of joining music with social activism. Her involvement in helping produce the Detroit tribute to Paul Robeson, Concert for the Homeless, Barbara Dane Returns, The Real Ambassadors, and many other programs. That The Real Ambassadors was something that we did at the Jazz Festival. It was really a wonderful experience. And these other programs, it was a result of the loving and creative bond that was between TWYLA and Bill.
TWYLA loved BERTS as much as Bill did and attended the jam sessions most every Thursday night for its 22-year history. She made many friends there, but often sat alone in the back, so she could listen without distractions to every note and watch everything going on, and to also send her love up to the stage for Bill to be inspired. TWYLA had deep respect for people who suffered in their lives from poverty, racism, spousal abuse, and substance abuse. She bonded closely with the beloved DJ Holiday and helped her through her tough life.
I live to sing, I sing to live. Singing for you just soothes my soul. Withstood the pain, played the game, and made it all this way to sing for you. I think you wouldn't understand what life has put me through. Music is a medicine that calms the aching heart.
She had a deep love for the esteemed bassist Huey Crawford, who was like a brother, and at times living together with Bill and TWYLA in their home.
The Green Man.
The Green Man himself, yes. TWYLA got to know hundreds of musicians and singers and bathed in the glory of the music community.
So Twy and Bill had always hoped to write songs together. It would seem logical considering their unbreakable bond and love for each other. She was a master with words, poetry, and witty sayings. But unfortunately, it never came about. And one thing I have to say about TWYLA, whenever we would go over to rehearse in the basement, there would always be refreshments. There would always be this love made visible with food. I tell you, TWYLA, oh yeah, she could cook. And she would take good care of us. I always felt loved by TWYLA. And when my husband passed, I was married to Harold McKinney, and he passed away in 2001. And there was a moment where it was just me and her together. I forgot where we were. I think it might have been at BERTS. And I was grieving. I was still crying everywhere I went. I had the feeling like I didn't even want to be on the planet, because I didn't know how to be a person without Harold. I had been there with him for almost 30 years. And so she just put her arms around me and told me that even though he was not here, that he was here in all of us, and that they were always going to be holding me for him. I never forgot that. And now I can say the same thing to you, Bill.
I like to recall a memory that I had with Bill and TWYLA. They took me to New Orleans one year. Well, they didn't take me. They went and they spent a month down there, and they opened up their their house to us because they had rented a house for a month. And that was the time I got to bond with TWYLA. I was a young guy playing with Bill, and here they invited me to come to New Orleans and hang out and be with them, and they showed me everything. I mean, the moment I got off the plane, I didn't get any rest. Bill was like the Uber driver from Hades, if you will. He was nonstop. I had to take an energy drink and everything, but I had learned so much and I had such a good time. And me and TWYLA and Bill, we got to sit on the street corner and eat gumbo from the street corner because it was like during, right after the flood, you know? Yeah. And so we had such a good time, and I bonded with TWYLA and got to hang out and got to know her a lot more. And we just became like best buds. And so from then she would see me, she'd be, hey, Bert. The way they loved and extended their home and their knowledge and just everything to me as if we had known each other for years.
To the whole community.
Yeah, they were all that way. And I really appreciate you, Bill, and what you did for me and so many others, you and TWYLA, how you love and how you share your lives. Really appreciate you. God bless you and thank you. We love you, TWYLA. So TWYLA knew the significant role Bert Deering played in Detroit music and also appreciated his radical politics. We'd like to invite this legendary club owner to say a few words in his own unique way.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I don't know really what to say because everything has been said. When I met Bill and TWYLA was always been a giving person. So I have always ran my business like sitting at a kitchen table as a family, and I still run it. That's all I know. And TWYLA, we would sit and just watch, and she would watch. She knew everything Bill would do, and she would sit back and we would talk. Even when COVID and we started to jazz up outside, she would sit and just come and park, and she would be there by herself. One of the favorite things that I loved about TWYLA was she took DJ in and just loved her and just made her a special person. And DJ would just, she loved y'all to death, Bill. She loved y'all to death.
Here is a strange, a very, very strange and bitter cry.
I remember when DJ first came and started working for me back in 1969. But Bill, we love you, we love you, we love you. And I hope you will be there for another 22 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bert. Another longtime friend whom TWYLA and Bill had many great times with is here to perform a special take on an old Frank Sinatra tune. So I want you to please welcome Mark Randisi.
Thank you.
Thank you. My name's Mark Randisi, and I'm a friend of Bill's. And we became friends about 25 years ago in the music business, and that's when I first met TWYLA. And as you can see from these pictures, she was a beautiful person with a great smile. And through the years, consistently, she always had that beautiful laughing face. So I'd like to do the following. If we don't see her each day, we're gonna miss her. Gee, what a thrill if we could just all hug and kiss her. Believe me, I've got a case on TWYLA with that laughing face. I swear to goodness, you can't resist her. sorry for you. She had no twin sister, no one will ever replace Bill's TWYLA with a laughing face. Rest in peace. We love you, Bill.
Since they met in 1965, Bill and TWYLA hosted what was most probably the longest running home cinema group in the nation. For over 57 years, they showed thousands of documentaries, art films, and foreign films, focusing on progressive political content in their home. And they always included lively post-discussions and often amazing potlucks. It was here TWYLA got to exercise her tremendous cooking skills and loving hospitality. Even the pandemic couldn't stop them, with Bill and TWYLA turning to Zoom meetings where they gained new friends across the country with the home cinema group and a myriad of other things they did together.
We're gonna do it. TWYLA, it's so good to see you, and thank you to Bill and you for doing this for 50 years. They've shown films and talked about them. They don't show films, they talk about them. Okay, TWYLA, what do you need?
Very little.
Fine. Okay, and Lynn.
The phrase Bill and Twy came to exist as if it was just one word. And I think all the people that came to these films and participated will never forget the experience of being with Bill and Twy. It was really very special.
Shortly after moving to the Detroit area in 1980, I attended a banquet at which TWYLA came over and asked me, could she sit down next to me? Little did I know that that would be the start of a lifetime friendship. Having similar backgrounds, political viewpoints, we also shared our families and our love of cooking and gardening over the years. TWYLA inspired me to be and do anything I set my heart on.
Hi, Pat.
This is going to be our before and after picture, right? Mm-hmm. This is our before picture. Get a full. Okay. Before.
We'll have to do this every 3 months or every 4 months.
A year from now, you're going to see a beautiful woman standing here.
Hey, you're beautiful already.
More beautiful woman.
A thinner beautiful woman.
Thinner beautiful.
That's it.
Voluptuous.
Oh, well.
Now you're voluptuous.
Okay, Twy. Bye.
Bye, Bill.
I feel so grateful to have had such a true friendship and sisterhood with TWYLA. And I'll share a secret with you, mostly unknown to anyone, but TWYLA, inspired by her days of activism in Palestine, poured out brilliant, heartfelt poetry. And I'm going to read some for you today. An American arrives. I found it stunning this average day. In the old city of Jerusalem, the walls look down on us as if they had eyes. Where the soldiers guard all who enter, a high window over the entrance. Carefree, like entering a Kmart, I pass through the gate of antiquity. All souls past and present here, mixing together. The land of the free. The freedom to be. You must have 2 pieces of ID and carry them with you at all times. Freedom. Don't like this word anymore. It's abused as the motivation to go to war, caressed as the reason for wrongdoing. In the name of, in the pursuit of, in the defense of, no compromise in the protection of. Spare us your freedom. Give us justice. The street is the market. Even as the helicopters floated low in the near distance, cucumber, tomato, watermelon, lemon. fill the marketplace of those who belong to this ancient land. Children play in and out through the shelves as the mothers glance quickly skyward. And finally, a personal one. Being Nani. I wanted to be a grandma. I wanted to be old, to live so long, to age gracefully. When I was 6, I was jealous of old people, of my grandma's face. She was a box of history. She made it past potato crop failures, ditches, and orchards. Grandma Sauer was nice. French vanilla ice cream and strawberries picked for lunch. My grandma's house was always out home, where the chairs were solid mahogany, straight-backed, easy to pull up to the brown table between other straight-back chairs. Out home, where Grandma Sauer's arthritic fingers played piano from a hymnal. A coal furnace, a million stories from that basement. Down the road, down the lane, past the orchard, past the open field, my great Aunt Jenny, who wore her jet black hair pulled back. Mysterious, she spoke to me in whispers. Heavy wool skirts, leather boots. Now I'm old. I have lived so long, I have aged gracefully, past ditches and orchards, a face much like hers. I'm Nani. Nani grandmother. Being not Grandma Sauer, being not Aunt Jenny, but being myself, Nani. My grandboys come to my home in the city with a lawn as green as Grandma Sauer's, but no field beyond. I drink my coffee black and fast, never saucered and blowed. There is chaos here, but the conditions of acceptance are the same. I know what life does. I teach them to break the rules, but not the one that shouldn't.
TWYLA had a passion for acting. She got the bug in high school, but never got to develop it until later on in her life. When the right time came in the 90s, she went to classes at Detroit's Second City and Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle, dabbling in stand-up comedy and performing in plays.
It's only natural that I'd become a comedian because my mom was a comedian. Yeah, she was. She always kept us kids laughing. She would quote poetry. She would say stuff like, "Yesterday, upon the stair, I saw a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Gee, I wish he'd go away." Then she'd sing a verse of, "Nobody knows the trouble I've seen, nobody knows my sorrow." And she'd end it off with the Woody Woodpecker song, "Ha ha ha ha!"
So there you have it! Just a sampling of the multitude of exercises available to you for just 3 menial payments of $6.66. Remember, God made you in His image and likeness, but it's up to you to keep the body running in His name. Your body is the tabernacle of the soul, and if you like what you've seen here, just pick up the phone and order your copy of Absolutions of Steel. Dial 1-800-EPIPHANY now, and just wait, because that day of judgment could be right around the corner. Go tell it on the mountain.
But it all stopped again when she was hit with RA in 2007. After 15 years of dealing with this challenging disease, and when the pandemic appeared to be easing up a bit, TWYLA revived her passion for acting at 76 years old. She took classes at the Actors Loft in Royal Oak. She was excited to meet and learn with so many young and promising actors. She signed up for 2 screen and TV classes, a bit reluctantly since they were held on Thursday nights. Her favorite night of the week at BERTS.
2 short scenes came out of these classes, but she went into the emergency room just a week after the last class ended, and she never got to see the second scene that was filmed.
Big deal. You drove up in a cab. Did you see who had the best seat? I'm somebody now, Harry. Everybody likes me. Soon I'm going to be seen by millions, and they're all going to like me. Sure, I'll tell them about you. And Father, how good he was to us. Remember? It was like a reason to get up in the morning, to lose weight, to fit in a red dress. It was a reason to smile. And it made tomorrow all right. I don't have anything, Harry. What do I have? Sure, I make my bed. I do the dishes. Why should I? I don't have anyone. Father's gone. You're gone. I'm alone. I don't have anyone. I'm lonely. Harry, I'm old. Okay, game's over.
What game?
Where have you hidden the booze?
I threw it out.
In the garbage?
I poured it out. Bottles in the bin.
You poured it out!
The recycle people don't want anything left in those bottles.
Look, Kara. I don't think I can do this. When I'm stronger, I'll quit then.
If you don't quit, you won't get stronger.
Hey, all right. The deal was for 24 hours, right? Now I've done that. So you go ahead, take my car keys, and get yourself over to Ralph's and pick me up my booze.
I'm not getting you anything else to drink.
What?
If you want it so bad, get it yourself.
Duh. I cannot drive.
Well, that would be something to work your way up to, isn't it?
What's your attitude? I hired you. You do what I want. Go get my fucking wine.
Listen to you.
You listen to me. I hired you. You do what I want.
Dream on, lady.
Who made you warden?
And who made you queen of the earth? Every day you sit in this house, getting drunk, you tired TV watching old witch. You drink all the time, and you're not even a drunk yet, you're just spoiled. Every day I wake up, I want to get high so bad, I can't even breathe.
Cocaine's different.
Bullshit! What do you know about it? Where are you going? Away from you. I am tired of this. Away from you. Don't leave me.
In the early 1980s, I moved to Royal Oak. I knew several musicians, of which Bill was one. I hadn't yet met TWYLA, so I invited both of them to this new home. This was the beginning of my relationship with my best friend. TWYLA lived the circle, the breath of life. It is said that in roundness lies wisdom, truth, love. In this lies power. Today, you have been exposed to all avenues of her journey. I was fortunate to be a part of this adventure for nearly 40 years. TWYLA's generous spirit was so contagious that it made those around her energized. She will live in my broken heart with my memories of our vacations, our shared interests, her incredible time helping me as my matron of honor, and all her special skills. I am so lucky to share love with TWYLA. Thank you.
We thank all of the people who helped tell the story of TWYLA and her life and love and revolution. With few close relatives remaining and no religious family to count on, TWYLA considered her friends as family, many of whom were activists who fought alongside her for peace, justice, and equality. She made friends from every walk of life, every color, shape, and style, because she considered us all one family. A wonderful friend of hers from Nigeria, the dramatic actor Teo Aluko, who traveled the world keeping the story of Paul Robeson alive, wrote the following comment to Bill. I express my condolences once again. I am impressed, though not surprised, by the outpouring of love from so many people on Facebook. I am glad to have felt and seen her quiet, supportive presence when we worked together at Kent State. I am also glad that you are clearly carrying on playing again. I am sure that's just what she would have wanted. And that, as you do so, give truth to the saying, I never died, she said. Long live TWYLA, and love and solidarity to you, Bill. Before we hear from a few selected family members, I now like to bring to the stage her life partner, lover, soulmate, comrade, and the other half of the Bill and TWYLA show, Mr. Bill Meyer.
Okay, hi everybody. This program went amazingly perfect. I mean, considering the fact that we didn't have any rehearsal at all. Just a big round of applause for everybody who spoke. Unbelievable. I'm here to allow other people to speak at this point. I haven't seen the audience till now, and I'm looking at all your faces, and I just know you all, and I love you all. Thank you. In our lives, we met so many beautiful people. This whole event's about love. It's not about TWYLA only. It's about the people she worked with, the people we knew, the people we love. This is our family, every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. So, we're gonna do family first. And here's my family right here. This is my daughter. So I have two daughters, as you could tell from the videos and stuff. Tracy lives in California, and my youngest daughter lives here, right in Hamtramck, right behind us. So Heather Hallett is going to say something.
I just wrote a little something. I'll just read what I wrote. I, Heather Hallett, am here today along with everyone to celebrate the life of my mother, TWYLA Meyer. I was given the chance to know and love my mother for the 53 years of my life. I knew I would lose my parents in my life, but I did not expect to lose my mother right now. This came unexpectedly, and I was not prepared. The grief and literal pain has been overwhelming. I'm going to miss my mama till my dying days. Her and I had a relationship with each other that I depended on. And it was like no other I have. Hearing her call me Heather Feather, I will no longer hear, and that hurts tremendously. I love my mother, and she was the smartest and funniest and most serious and passionate person I've ever known. There is no one who can take her place. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here to remember my mother, TWYLA. Please keep up her passion for love and no war to the best of your ability, and I will too. Thank you so much.
So there's a lot of people here, and we can't open it up like I would love to have whoever wants to speak. At this point, we won't be able to fit it in. We do have a few people that designated. So I do know that TWYLA's other living brother is here. And there were 4 of them, as you saw in the pictures. 4 brothers she lived with. And you met Robbie. There were 5 kids. So her brother Gary passed away recently. And then the next son was Ron.
So this is my brother Raleigh, my baby brother, the youngest.
Yeah, stand up and show us how little you are.
Okay, let's do that together. What are you gonna do? This is my baby brother. Oh, whoa! And if he does, there we go.
Are you standing on the ground, Ra?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God. Wait, no, you're standing on a chair.
I ain't standing on no chair.
And Ron is here, and Mary, and I haven't seen them in a long time. I'm so grateful to have them here tonight. And please come up and show everybody how tall you guys are in their family, all right? This is Ron, my brother-in-law. Thank you.
You've all heard through the story that at 17, TWYLA packed up her baskets and boxes and put them on a Greyhound and left Bay City. She went that way, I went that way. And for these last 50 some odd years, we've met one another at weddings and funerals. Unfortunately, more at funerals than weddings. I love TWYLA. TWYLA, I know, loved me. She was a wonderful sister until she packed those boxes and we went those separate ways. I will miss her. Bill, in our mutual absences, you're a wonderful brother-in-law. You've obviously got a wonderful family. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. I stole her away from the family, brought her to Detroit, got into all the protest marches and all that stuff. I love Detroit. I was born here, just like a mile from here, in this building. I didn't think TWYLA was going to go before me because my parents only lived till their 50s or 60s, and TWYLA's parents lived till their 90s. It was that day of rheumatoid arthritis that knocked her out. But I wouldn't hesitate to say that many of you people out there have suffered similar losses. And this is not to say that TWYLA is any better than anyone else. As she said, she's one of us. We've all suffered pain and losses. And I'm hoping that you just feel the love that you have for your family, for your loved ones that you lost. It's the same thing. I'm going through it now, and it helps me to understand the love, the pain you're going through. It brings people together, understand commonality, and we all suffer pain. And we all need each other. We knew that a long time ago. That's what TWYLA started fighting for. So, this is my other daughter, lives in California, Tracy. She left when she was 21, around there. She came back maybe once to visit, but we went out there and saw her a few times. I don't want to say that she's a distant daughter, but we love her as much as we've always have. And it worked out, get her to record something so you can hear her say something about her mom. So I'm going to play a little brief 1-minute statement from Tracy, my other daughter I love.
Hi, my name is Tracy, and I'm TWYLA's daughter, and I live in Venice, California. I wanted to say that my mom was such a beautiful person, a superstar in the kitchen. Her home was always fabulous looking, and her gardens were always magnificent. She was friendly to everyone, kind. She was always there when I needed her to talk to, and had knowledge on every subject. She was against war and always strived for peace, and she treated all her guests, friends, and family equally with love. Thank you, Mom. I miss you. Thank you, everyone, for loving my mom so much. She loves you all, too. Thank you.
This is just amazing to me that this is falling into place and that you're all still here with me. Thank you so much it's a long memorial. And if I could do this every minute for TWYLA, every day I would do one. Oh, it's for sure. Oh, my wonderful grandson, who's done Tristan.
Hello, everybody. I am one of Nani's grandsons.
What?
She was a wonderful person, and I'm sure you all know that. She's a great cook, as everyone has always said. I still feel like I could taste her lentil soup.
You don't want this much though. Should I put it in a smaller bowl?
Yeah.
Soda crackers?
Yeah.
When, I forget who came up here and said it, but when they said Tanya ran that house, they weren't lying. They have a statue of Tanya on their front porch, and it pretty much gives you a visual representation of how serious that man. But I still remember great memories with her. She loved taking me and my brother to the flea market. Loved it, and she would give me and my brother $5, and we would walk around and get whatever we could with $5, and we'd come back and She would, if it wasn't enough for the $5, she would give us more money to try to get it. And I have so many wonderful memories with her, and I love her, and I'm sure everybody in here does. And that's all I had to say. Thank you.
He's so tall. And I remember when he was so cute. I remember when he was born. I mean, I have two grandsons. We love Twy and I love them both deeply. Scotty and Tristan. We have two daughters and two grandsons. Never had a son. We do have some dear friends. And friends, as you know, are our family. Friends we love and count on. I mean, if I could go to each one of you and thank you personally, and I'll give you a love you. You know I love you, first of all. But people came from far away to be here. People offered to do this work. This took a lot of time and effort to do this, even though there was no rehearsal. It was all by phone and email. People actually did a perfect job. Every one of these speakers, I want to just thank you all for what you did. And one of my favorite friends in life, Richie, right here, Richie's running the show back here for me because I get to sit out front and watch it. Richie's a great filmmaker, and I tell everybody this, I might as well tell everybody here that he broke the Guinness World Record for riding the tallest bicycle, 20 feet, right? 20 feet, it's a Guinness record. There's a movie of it on YouTube. And he's the most loving, beautiful person, which all you people are, because you wouldn't be here if you weren't part of our family. Yes, so, ladies and gentlemen, this is Katie Elsila, dear friend of mine.
Everything that I'm going to say has already been said, so this is like a recap. But I wrote this to Bill. Bill, your beloved TWYLA will forever live in our hearts. We will always hold memories of her warmth, compassion, wry sense of humor, sense of style, cooking skills, and her lovely smile, combined with her love, commitment, and support of you. We share your sorrow at this unexpected and unwelcome time in our lives.
Dave and Katie, there's another team that you say in one word. Dave and Katie. We love you both. Sally Bolle I've known for many years. She's in the music world. But I gotta say, let her talk, because this is the woman who's keeping jazz alive with the Detroit Jazz Society, Sally Bolle.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for asking me to say a few words. I've known Bill since the early 70s through music. I've always considered Bill Meyer the finest pianist in Detroit. He is, I love and appreciate everything about Bill for all these years. I had written him a card and he said, would you come up and read what you wrote? So I'm gonna make this very short. But I really got to know TWYLA when the Greater Detroit Jazz Society, which Bill named, by the way. We had this huge committee about 20 years ago to decide what the Windsor Detroit Dixieland Club was going to turn into. And Bill named it the Greater Detroit Jazz Society, thank God. Anyway, so this society has picked up a lot of steam over the years, and we used to have Prohibition and all that jazz bus tours to Detroit, and we'd take everybody from our jazz club all around Detroit, show them all the wonderful old jazz places, but we always ended up at BERTS. And BERTS is one of my favorite places in the whole world, as it is everybody's. And I got to meet TWYLA there and know TWYLA. And she was really the hostess for all of us when we got there. She was always quiet, she was demure in the background, but she was all about Bill Meyer. And I got to know her particularly well when DJ Holiday came along. And I saw her care for DJ for all those times. She actually came and performed for us at Shields. We have jazz at Shields several times a month, and DJ came out with Bill and the band, and TWYLA always came. But the compassion that she showed for DJ, and when we recorded, you guys recorded a beautiful CD of her, and I designed the cover on that. Anyway, TWYLA was, so what I wrote was, she was such a grand lady. She was always in the background. She never wanted to have the spotlight. She was compassionate. She likes to talk about our love of gardening and our love of animals. And I've talked to many of our jazz fans about TWYLA who are not here today, but she was beloved by everybody who knew her. You shared a remarkable long life together, and it sounds cliche, but I lost my husband a year and a half ago, and memories fill a lot of time. We love you, Bill. Everyone in the music community in Detroit loves you. We loved TWYLA, and what a beautiful memorial this has been. Thank you so much to everyone who came out. Thanks a lot.
How exciting it was to hear about the olive trees being planted in TWYLA's name, Palestine. We're so close. It's like, I feel like TWYLA's feeling great about this. We're the same person. And TWYLA, you're so excited because there's going to be a garden named after you after all these years of trying to get this park done in Hamtramck, Yemen Park. We struggled for that for so many years. So this is Jean Marie Wharton, who's got to say, I loved what she said about TWYLA in a card that she sent. I asked her if she'd please read it here.
Thank you. And my words come not only from me, but from someone special to TWYLA, Bill, and myself, Pablo Davis. He would want to say this too. Dear Bill, this seems to be the stage in our lives when we must absorb the passing of our heroes and heroines. TWYLA was certainly one of those to me. She leaves the world a better place for her life spent in service to every greater good, and her example remains, as does her spirit of warmth, gentleness, and joy. I'm so sorry for the loss you're experiencing, as I know your love for TWYLA was and is deep and abiding. I wish you the strength to cope and to regain enough energy to continue your own heroic life's work, and to eventually find peace with greatest care.
So I think it's my time now. And I prepared a video for you all. I hope you can stay till I'm done with my comments here, and I'll play the video and then we'll all go. I want to thank you all for being part of this love fest. This is all about love, and it's all about struggling for peace and justice. They go together. As this quote says right here, you can't be a fighter for peace and justice if you don't use love. You have to love people. You don't fight and hate people to make change. You love people. TWYLA's my favorite person in my life. Our love grew exponentially since we were married. I didn't expect this to happen. I mean, a lot of marriages don't make it. A lot of marriages have their ups and downs. And that little film we did, Do You Love Me, sort of said an important thing. Do you love me? What? You know, we've been married 25 years. Well, do you love me? That's the question. 50 years doesn't mean nothing if you don't love each other. It's love that's important. You don't even have to be married. It's just love that's important. So, as many said here, a couple couldn't get much closer than TWYLA and I. This is a devastating loss for me. I went the worst loss of my entire life. 78 years. I lost my mother when I was 15, and that was pretty bad. That was right. But I was with TWYLA for 56 years. And the love just became overwhelming. They say grief is the pain that you pay for love. So I'm grieving heavily. The more you love someone, the harder it is. And it's many of you who saved me through this extremely difficult time. Many of you have been in this situation, and my heart is with you. I have a dear friend, Nick Police, who just lost his wife almost near the same time. As a matter of fact, he's having a memorial today for his wife. They were married 58 years, and I can only imagine the pain he's going through. The BERTS family, at our long-range jam session, they've done it 22 years, poured such love on me. I can't explain to you. I wish I could. It's in my mind. I'll never forget it. Standing up, yelling, "We love you, Bill." Just everybody in the house just making me float over the crowd. It was like, I didn't expect that. People hugging and loving me, making sure I can get through this. People calling to check on me and offering help at all times of the day, and you know who you are. Sandra Bomar is one of them. How can I thank you all? The most beautiful cards I got, and emails and Facebook, has confirmed to me that I chose the perfect person to go through life with. I'm 78 and I'll probably never find another TWYLA. It takes years to nurture this kind of relationship, with all its ups and downs that helped us season our marriage and helped us to get through most any crisis. I wish TWYLA was there to help me to get through this crisis. I know I went overboard having 2 memorials and a concert for TWYLA, but love conquers all, as famous saying. Fighting to make a better world for everyone. It's the reason for living. TWYLA and I were never depressed, because we always were fighting for justice and peace, and always knew that there's hope out there. Why be depressed? If you're depressed, you can't do that. And TWYLA knew a lot of it, and her heart was always with people who were marginalized, who were dispossessed, who were poor, who needed help, who were ignored, who were voiceless. She wanted to be that voice. So I hope you felt the love today. This is why we did this. But it enriched your soul. I can't begin to thank everyone who helped me through this. But I have to say, Pam Grady, who just jumped forward and said, "I'll do it for you, I'll take care of this, I'll decorate the room, I'll do all this." She was from day one to the end of the day. Pam Grady. She's probably not here because she's working next door. Renee King Jackson, one of the greatest singers in Detroit, is a caterer and is helping from day one to do the catering. And then a lot of the people you saw who came up as speakers helped me through the months of dealing with this last terrible time with TWYLA in the hospital. So in other words, I can't thank everyone. I'm not going to start right now. I just have to. It's all of you. All of you are my friends, and I love you all. So I'm going to conclude and then show the video, and then I want you to, if you have time, to watch the stuff on YouTube channel. It's called Bill Meyer Family. That's the name of the channel. If you can subscribe to it and put likes on there, then I'll get up there on the thing and all that. No, whatever people do on Facebook or YouTube. No, but take a look at it, because these videos that were at this program will be up there if you missed them. And if you can, become a citizen of the world. It's possible. It's very easy. Thank you. You can just go online, just look up World Citizen, and it's easy. You get a card. You also have world passports. It's for people who don't have a country, who aren't given countries, maybe they fled or they're immigrants or whatever, refugees. It's an amazing project of saying that the world belongs to everyone, to all of us. The world is ours. And boundaries and borders we oppose. TWYLA always saw everybody as one family. 2 or 3 things, interesting facts about TWYLA I want to say first before I should. She never used credit cards. She bought almost all her fashionable wardrobe at secondhand stores, resale shops. That's how she met a lot of her friends, at resale shops. She was not extravagant in her life, in her behavior. She was a humble person. Halloween was her favorite holiday. She wanted to set people straight about witches. Witches are not bad people. She'd defend everyone. Check it out, witches were good people. And she only drank soda water and green tea. That's all she drank. Occasional coffee. and many other quirks about TWYLA that I own this dearly. She was unique in many ways, special in many ways, but very one of us in many ways. We're all in the same boat together, and she knew that too. They're all special. So here's my last video I'm going to show for you. I'm sorry I didn't figure this out in the planning of the program, how I'm going to do this and go down there at the same time. So I'm just going to go there. And I'll see you all later. Thank you for being here.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never
No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. But I have learned that all you give is all you get. So give it all you've got. Funny how the time just flies. How love can go from warm hellos to sad goodbyes, and leave you with the memories you've memorized to keep your winters warm. So here's to life, and every joy it brings. Here's to life, for dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered, and all that's good get better. Here's to life. Here's to love. Here's to you.
I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light.